in the quiet countryside of the 1990s, nestled deep within a sprawling, creaky farmhouse. The Miller family thought they had found their peaceful escape from the city. John, a sturdy farmer, his wife Mary, and their 2 young children. Lily and Sam cherished the silence of the rural nights. But that silence was about to be broken. It started subtly, a faint, rhythmic sound that barely registered. At precisely 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 distinct knocks would echo from the heavy oak front door. Knock, knock, knock. The first few nights, John dismissed it. "Just the wind," he'd mumble, rolling over in bed. Mary, however, couldn't shake the unsettling feeling. The knocks were too deliberate, too timed. By the 5th night, fear had woven itself into the fabric of their home. Every evening, as the clock neared 1 a.m., a heavy tension would descend. The children would be fast asleep, oblivious, but Mary and John would lie awake, staring at the ceiling, their ears straining in the darkness, waiting. The knocks always came. Exactly at 1. Always 3. A cold, hollow sound that seemed to reverberate through their very bones. One morning, driven by a growing sense of dread, Mary went into the nearby village. She casually mentioned the strange nightly occurrences to the shopkeeper, hoping for a logical explanation. The shopkeeper's friendly demeanor vanished. He directed her to an old man named Elias, who lived on the edge of the woods and was said to know the history of every stone and tree in the area. Mary found Elias sitting on his porch, his eyes holding the wisdom of a century. When she told him about the knocks, his face grew pale. He leaned in, his voice a raspy whisper. "You must never answer the door," he warned, his gaze intense. "No matter what you hear, no matter who you think it is, don't open it. The one who knocks at 1 is not meant for the living." Elias's cryptic warning did little to calm Mary's fears. It only amplified them. That night, the knocking was louder, more insistent. It was followed by a soft, chilling whisper that snaked its way through the keyhole. "Let me in," it hissed, the voice sounding eerily like Mary's own mother, who had passed away years ago. Mary's blood ran cold. She clutched John's arm, her body trembling. John, a man of logic and reason, was beginning to unravel. The nightly torment was chipping away at his resolve. The following night, the entity changed its tactics. It mimicked the sound of a crying child, a faint whimper that sounded exactly like their daughter. "Lily! Mommy! Daddy! I'm cold!" it cried from the other side of the door. That was the breaking point for John. The thought of his child, real or not, in distress was too much to bear. Over the next week, the psychological warfare escalated. They heard phantom laughter, the scraping of nails against the wood, and promises of riches whispered through the doorframe. The family was living in a constant state of terror, sleep-deprived and on edge. The house that was once their sanctuary had become their prison. John's practicality had been eroded away, replaced by a desperate anger. He was tired of being afraid in his own home. On the final night, he made a decision. As the clock struck 1, and the 3 fateful knocks landed on the door, John grabbed the heavy iron poker from the fireplace. "I'm ending this," he declared, his voice tight with a mixture of fear and fury. Mary pleaded with him, screaming Elias's warning, but he wouldn't listen. He stormed to the door, his knuckles white around the poker. "Who are you? Show yourself," John bellowed, his voice cracking. For a moment, there was only silence. Then, a low, guttural growl answered from the other side. Ignoring Mary's terrified sobs, John unlatched the deadbolt and wrenched the door open. What he saw on the threshold made him freeze. It was a tall, skeletal figure, cloaked in shadows, with eyes that burned like embers in the pitch-black night. Its face was a contorted mask of pure malevolence, and a long, bony finger was pointed directly at him. John let out a strangled cry, a sound of pure, unadulterated terror. The poker fell from his hand, clattering on the floor. Mary, watching from the hallway, screamed as the figure seemed to glide forward, enveloping John in its darkness. Then, the door slammed shut with a deafening boom that shook the entire house. After that, there was only silence, a deep, profound and permanent silence. When the sun rose the next morning, the farmhouse stood empty. The Miller family was gone. There were no signs of a struggle, no footprints leading away from the house. They had simply vanished, leaving behind only an open door and the lingering echo of a father's final, terrifying scream. The locals still talk about it in hushed tones, a grim reminder that some doors are never meant to be opened.